What's going on YouTube? So today I have another wedding commentary for you guys. I got a few comments asking if I was making more, and I've just been getting a few comments on the videos, just questions that I feel like I could, I can discuss. I uploaded this wedding video maybe like a month or two ago. Yeah, I got, 2,000 views for a wedding film, and I think that's pretty good. Just like normal, just like the other two commentaries, what I'm gonna do is just go through the comments first, kind of just talk about the questions and, just comments that are on the video itself, and then watch through the whole entire video. Just basically give you guys like a rundown of like my thoughts, some of the stuff that we did throughout the whole entire day. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's check out some comments. I get a lot of these comments, thank you guys a lot. We appreciate it. But some of the coloring has to do with the Fuji. I mean, the color on the Fuji is insane, and that's kind of the reason why we're okay with all the cons that the Fuji XT3 has, in order just to have that amazing color. So some of the comments are like, your color's amazing. I'd love to see a coloring tutorial. As an XT3 owner, this gave me immense satisfaction. The colors, I love the color grading on your videos, amazing, whatever, Yeah, I really love the colors. The colors are on point, Mentioning the color, I think this would just be a great time to just mention that this video is sponsored by Skillshare. It's kind of cool because it's the first time a company has reached out to me for a partnership. Like I get some companies offering like free products, but this one's kind of cool. They sent me a link for you guys to get 2 months for free. They have thousands of classes just teaching you everything. For this video in particular, they have a whole entire film section, and it's just unlimited access to a bunch of tutorials, a bunch of classes. And I mean, they had an amazing one on color grading that I checked out. It was like 20 videos, and I watched the majority of them, and it's a lot more detailed. It would go into a lot more detail than if I were just to say, I bring down the shadows, I bring up the contrast and saturate it a little bit, yeah, just check it out. The link's in the description. Let me know what you guys think about that. But again, unlimited access. You guys can learn anything that you guys want to learn. After the trial, it's only 10 bucks a month. I mean, that's like what? One meal at like McDonald's or whatever, Check it out and let me know what you guys think. Back to the comments. My favorite shot in the video is exactly this shot that this guy is mentioning. So we will check that out later for sure. Love your work. Just got my XT3. Did you shoot in 17:9? I'm guessing it means like 16:9, like not the widescreen look, but just like the actual 16:9. Yes, so we do shoot 16:9, but on the XT3 itself, I'm filming with the camera right now, so I can't really like show you, but we have, I bought screen protectors, and what I did was I put clear tape on it, and then got like a knife, an X-Acto knife, and then cut out like the pretend overlay, like the pretend black bars. So when I'm looking at the camera, I can see where the tape is, and I just use that tape as like a widescreen overlay. Again, that's like a con that the camera has, like they don't have overlays. So it kind of bothers me, but whatever. The Sony had overlays, but the Sony's color is like whack, so whatever. I understand 4K 60 gives a nice slow-mo. That is correct, and I won't be afraid to shoot at 400 regardless. Look, we shoot at 100 megabits per second. One of the next videos I'm gonna make is gonna be the 100 megabits per second versus 400, and I'll even give you guys like the footage to look at. But honestly, man, I shoot everything at 100 megabits per second because I don't even see the difference. We tried it, didn't see the difference, and you're delivering these things. The videos are being watched on like an iPhone, so it's not like it's gonna make a difference at the end of the day. Very beautiful colors. Thank you. Register the colors in standard, faster, and color correction. Yes, I actually shoot everything in standard. I tried shooting Eterna the other day in H.265, but then realized that the Mac has an issue with it. I made a whole video on that, and thank you guys for those comments. It's helping me out. One guy found a solution, but we'll talk about that another day. Why 100 megabits and why no Eterna? no difference between 400 and 100 that I can see. And Eterna or standard, you deliver the product looking like standard, so why not just film it in standard and you do less color correction, which means you're degrading the quality less in post, right? Unless you want the Eterna look, then by all means, shoot that way. Does Fringer adapter give me any issues? No. You're using the Viltrox. I made a review on the Viltrox. I didn't like it. I use the Fringer and I think it's great. Bam. Beautiful wedding video, thank you. XT3 is underrated, yes. Do I use XT3 during the reception shots at night? We switch between the Sony at nighttime. During the reception shots, I'll mention it now so I don't have to mention it later, but for the reception shots, we use the Sony because the lighting is crazy. You have those blue lights, the red lights, all the lights are flashing, so it's not like you're gonna get great lighting and you can compare like skin tones to one camera to the other. It's like, dude, the colors are all over the place. So for us, I'd rather just have less noise. But we do use XT3 at night too. We use both. So, and if you can see the difference between the two in the video, then that's great. But honestly, you can't. I'd love to see teaching videos on how we expose for different scenes. Dude, I have one tip for daytime, expose so you can see the sky. And nighttime, just expose for skin. That's really it, unless you want like a silhouette, but those are my two rules. How many batteries do you guys use? Honestly, my bag is right there, and I think I have like 15 batteries in there. I use 2 XT3s during the day, so having like, I need that many batteries. The battery life is bad, maybe just as bad as the Sony. The A7S, I heard the other ones have better battery life, but. Which lens am I using the most? Let me get it. Honestly, I am using this lens the most. It is a 17 to 55 EFS lens. It's a Canon lens. Yeah, it's a zoom lens. I like it. The focus ring is a bit weird being down here, but yeah, that's the lens I use the most. And then other than that, I use the an actual Fuji 24 millimeter, or is it 23 millimeter? I don't know, on the Fuji lens that I'm filming with right now. USA weddings are so lame. Every video is exactly the same. You can guess what shots look like. Americans are so boring. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you. You know what's funny? This video had 1 dislike, and I'm pretty sure it was that guy. All right, so I haven't watched this video in a while, so I'm just gonna, whatever I remember throughout the day, I'm just gonna let you guys know. Whatever I was thinking, I'll let you know. Anything I was doing crazy, I'll let you know. So let's go over it. So let me turn the volume down a little bit and let's press play. So I remember, this is kind of weird, but we thought the hotel was this building, which it was, but the bride and groom actually got ready over here. So like during the middle of the day, I had to go out and get new drone shots. We were based out of Miami. This was in Key, like Isla Morada, which is like the Florida Keys. So this was about like an hour and a half away from us. I like these little destination weddings, you know, a small amount of guests. The wedding vibe is like super chill and you don't feel stressed. And of course it helps when the bride and groom are awesome. And yeah. So I actually really like that shot, that silhouette shot. So we set this shot up on an 85 millimeter down the hallway and just had it roll for like 2 minutes. And my partner and I were both just looking at the screen waiting until we got the shot that we wanted. And we had the makeup artist, we didn't tell her to, but we just saw her walk across the screen and do this. And that shot came out beautiful. Again, for this lens, I mean, for this shot, I think I was on that kit lens, the 17 to 55. It looks really nice. The focus point is really close. So it's kind of like a macro lens. I don't think it's a macro lens, but it's not a macro lens, but it focuses a lot closer than like the 85 millimeter. Just normal shots. This was actually on the slider, but I just locked the slider and just pointed down and did like a small rotation thing. We liked the wood. It was just like a bench in the room. You know, one thing that I want to mention is like when you're doing these detail shots, just look at everything in the room. Look at everything. Don't just put it on the bed. I mean, like, look at everything in the room. Look at the colors of the wedding. Like, you know, this is the ring box that they had. And I was like, look, it's made out of wood. There's a wooden bench. They just put it all together. The shoes are the color of the, it looks great. So, yeah, just be open and look around, you know? And that's the wider shot on the slider on the 85 millimeter. And again, just more like, this is just coverage that we had on the day. And just, yeah, I don't know. It was just a silhouette shot and I like it. We put in the video. Just more shots, more shots. And then again, you know, it's the same exact bench, but in the groom's room. We just use that. You know, always put the bride and groom next to a window. That's exactly what I'm in front of right now. And I also have an LED light right here, but we'll talk about this light in a minute. But yeah, it's the softest light. It looks the nicest. And I mean, even like, look, for me with coloring, I know I'm changing the subject really quick, but just expose for like the face. I mean, look at that. Like, don't worry about like the other side of him being dark. Don't worry, don't make the shot super bright, because then it doesn't look like a movie. It doesn't look like cinematic or whatever you want to call it. Just expose for the skin. Again, expose for the skin. Just steady shots. I like everything, you know, we try to make it symmetrical and not overexposed. Then again, we just said, look, on the count of 3, just look out the window. 1, 2, 3, looks out the window. And then we get that shot. And then here, we're just talking to the bride while filming and getting some laughter. You know, we were like, look down at your flowers, don't they smell great? And then, you know, you always get that giggle and that laugh. The Fuji picks up green and white so nice. So when they have the bouquet and there's always a hint of green in there, money. And then again, just like the groom, hey, can you look out the window for me? And then just, you know, crack a joke. Like, remember those flowers smell great? I don't know, whatever. I forgot what we said, but you get the point. And then this was the first time I actually used the camera that I'm using now with this setup. I used the Fuji on a Ronin with the 23 millimeter. Let me see, is it 23 or 24? A 23 millimeter. So we use this camera on a 23 millimeter with the Ronin, not the one-handed gimbal, because I was using a gimbal before and like the way that it shakes when you move like up and down, it's ridiculous. But when you have like the 2 hands and you know, you're walking with the 2 hands, it's super steady. And then of course, like we add like 5% of warp stabilizer in post and you get these shots. And then this is all 4K 60, and man, let me tell you that like, I don't know how to describe these shots. Like, the only word I would use is like crispy. It's so nice. When I saw this, when I was editing, my mind was blown. Like how much detail is in her hair, in the bouquet. It's incredible. And again, all these shots, this was kind of cool. We kind of learned something with this first look. What we did was we had the groom, of course, facing the camera, and then the bride walk up to him, right? But instead of going behind him and having the groom turn around and then you get the groom's back, what we did was we said the bride will walk up and then you both will turn like this. So instead of getting his back, we basically got a profile shot of both of them together. You know, yeah, you know, you don't really see it that much there, but you get the point, and it helps a lot. You know, then you don't have that weird framing of her like behind his head. Then of course, you know, this is the same exact gimbal shot from before. The photographer wanted to do some shots over here. We did those shots. Again, same gimbal shots, 4K 60. All these on the 85 millimeter. That thing was the 85. I don't remember what this was. That might be from my gimbal with the 24 millimeter, 23 millimeter. But yeah, the photographer asked, do you guys want to sit down on the dock? And they said yes. And that was a first for me. I've never had a bride I want to sit down in her dress, but again, this bride was super cool, and yeah, she did it, and some of these shots came out really nice. So you'll see in a minute. Again, 85, 85, that shot. That shot looks, I don't know, I've never done that before, and I really like how it looks, so I don't know. But then even just like, got the detail from the XT3. Again, I haven't watched this video in a while, and like, it's crazy. Like, the ring is so sharp, and her hair. God, this camera's great. This camera's great. You know, and that was like, they wanted to do a shot where for photography, and it's like that super hipster look, but we did it anyways, and it came out like really nice. So again, just groom reaction shot, bride walking down, Ronin, the 23mm. You know, and again, you can see my partner Jesse right here. He's on the I think he was on the 85 actually. Got the shot of the groom, then walked down to the aisle, and then, you know, got those shots. You know, then that's the 85 right there from his angle. And then just some Ronin shots. We got the kiss, and then, you know, the comment earlier at 107 was his favorite shot of the video, mine too. So then they kiss, and then we got this shot. And this shot, again, the colors, detail, the sharpness, like, everything about this shot was perfect, and it's my favorite shot of the video too. Let's watch it one more time. Look at that. I love it. Then of course the colors of his jacket, everything, it all flowed really well. Again, Ronin 23mm, 85mm on the side. And then we get a dip right here. But that shot's actually reversed. The shot is actually her getting pulled up, but we reversed it, and we think it looks nicer that way. I don't even know if they know we reversed it. This was actually the day that we got the Mavic 2, the Mavic 2 Pro, or whatever it's called, and yeah, I wanted to test it out at nighttime, so I got to test it out, and the shot came out nice. The blacks are a little crushed, but again, I don't want that gray in there, that weird gray color that you get from bringing up the blacks, so we kept it that way. So one thing about this wedding was the lighting that we used. This was out on the beach, no lights whatsoever other than those string lights on top, but let me see if I can show you the reflection. Let me get my phone and I can maybe show you. But if you see, the light that I'm filming with is that LED light right there, right? That little LED light, my God. We have two of them, and this whole entire wedding reception is lit by both of them. Easily the best lights that I've ever purchased, the cheapest lights I've ever purchased, but they do the job really well, especially with weddings. I really wouldn't take them on like a commercial shoot unless I had no space, you know, but for weddings, super portable. Like right now I have that light on a sandbag on a speaker, and it's just right there lighting me perfect. And then of course I have the window right here, but you get the point. So for example, we just had two lights set up. They weren't even on. Then the planner said, hey guys, we're gonna cut the cake. Turn the lights on, point them towards the cake, and boom. You know, of course, when it's nighttime, I'm not really worried about the harsh shadows. I'm not really worried about that. Honestly, I just need it lit, and we daylight balance, and that's it, you know? Again, the lighting, I don't really worry about the shadows. I'd rather have shadows there than have them pitch black, you know? And then again here, you can see at the top right here is actually one of the lights, and then we have the other light over here on the right side. And then, you know, even with all the colors of the reception going on, like for example, this shot right here, her skin is lit by one of the lights. We just put two lights in the reception, just out in the back in the corner, and it just lit the whole dance floor. And you always have that one constant light, or in this case, two constant lights that just give you the one color where you just white balance to that color. And you know that if those reception lights aren't hitting your person that you're filming, those lights will. And yeah, it worked out really well for the whole reception. So it's just some normal shots, 85mm shots, some 35mm shots. And then of course, you know, like if you cover this side of his face and just look at this side, that's what the lighting would look like throughout the whole reception. But with these two little lights, money. And then again, even here, you know, you can see the right side of her face is just completely black, and that's what it would look like without the light coming from the left side. So great investment. I'll put the link in the description for those. Check them out, like for real. That's not sponsored. Just check it out. And again, that constant light throughout the whole night. You know, string lights, use it for the bokeh, always. And the bride and groom, super cool. They came out in this like 80s like rock band costume, and they played music and sang and all this stuff. And then again, that constant light. And you'll even see a really cool shot here from behind them. Even here, like that one constant light. I love that shot. And then that's where the light is. You can see the light, but even seeing the light, that looked really cool too. You know, and then if they just wanted the shots of all the family members, there you go. So that's really it. Again, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to leave comments on this video. One thing that I really want to do, which I know everyone knows who Matt Johnson is, and my business partner said that Matt Johnson does this. I personally don't watch that many Matt Johnson videos, but my business partner does. But what he does is he reviews like wedding films, and that's something that me and my business partner do like on the side when we're bored. But it would be kind of cool to go over some of the wedding films that you guys make. So again, I'll be completely blunt with my review, but if you ever want to send me a wedding film or anything to make a video about, you'll be helping me, because that gives me more content to put on YouTube, and of course helping all the viewers that are checking out the channel too, because constructive criticism is always great. And I put my videos on YouTube for constructive criticism also, but if you guys love it, then you guys love it, you know. So feel free to send me YouTube videos, doesn't matter how, Instagram, email, however you find me online. If you want me to review your wedding film, feel free to send it over. Again, thanks for watching. If you like this content, feel free to subscribe. I have a plan for like 3 or 4 more videos within the next month or two, so it's like slow season in Miami right now, so yeah. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys later.